What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Armchair GM Sports Network, and welcome back to the NHL 20 GM Mode Commentary Series with the Seattle Kraken. We're here back in episode number 5. Hope you guys enjoyed all the other videos. If you haven't checked them out, go check them out. Make sure you're hitting the like button and leaving down your comments below, and hit subscribing to the channel for more than just this content. We have sports podcasting coverage on this channel as well, and the more you guys do and the more you guys share the videos, the more content we can pump up and pump out some more Chell videos if you guys are all into that. So thank you for coming back here. Episode number 5. We are here in the offseason for the 2020-2021 season. As you've seen the last video at the end there, we were looking at maybe adding Landeskog to the video or not. I took a couple of days to think about it, and I did see a comment. Shout outs to NHL Franchise Mode guy for helping me make this decision. I think I'm going to go with him, and I think it's a smart decision. I think he's a guy that can help us in the top 6, and he could play well with people in the future, some of our developing characters, and I think he'll be a good fit for our team. So we're going to make a crack at Gabriel Landeskog, guys. I think it's this time. It's a time in our franchise where we need to start maybe accelerating things a little bit, not too much, but help build for the future. So we're going to make an offer with him, especially because he only wants 3 years. He's only 28 years old, and I think he's the power forward that we for sure need on this team. His potential is elite. 87 overall. He's not going to go down anytime soon, and he's got very, very good offensive. He's got very good all-around stats for a power forward, especially the physical part, which is one big thing as a power forward. But I think Landeskog would be a great fit on our team. It does list his pro scout assessment as bottom 6 lines, but I think for sure we can get him to fit in our top 6, so we don't have to worry about that. So let's make an offer to the Swede. Gabriel Landeskog, let's make you an offer you can't refuse. So he wants 3 years. He's asking 3 years at 6.975. So there's two other interested teams, Washington and Chicago. So we're gonna have to give Landeskog a little bit more to for sure entice him to come our way. So NHL Franchise Mode guy suggested 3 years at was it 7.5 or 8. I'm probably gonna go a little bit in between. I think for sure if we can go 7.7, just to be sure, 7.775 for 3 years. I think we could definitely lock in Landeskog for that much. Just to be safe, screw it. Let's go to 7.8, and for sure we can lock him in. And it's also a tradable contract as well down the line if we need to, especially in that 3rd year. So 7.8, 3 years, Gabriel Landeskog. Let's see if we can get him on the team. So let's send him that offer. We did send an offer already to a back goalie. I think it was Khudobin, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Anton Khudobin. We don't need to make any attempts at a defenseman, guys. We have 6 defensemen locked and ready to go. I could sign one guy for 1 year, maybe under $3 million, just to be safe and work around our team. I don't know if I should or not. I think we're good with our defenseman. If we need to improve our decor, we'll try to make a trade, maybe. But as for our forward core, adding Landeskog will put us at 12 forwards, so that's perfect amount. We don't need to make any offers to anybody else. So let's just sim a few days and see if we can get Mr. Landeskog on the team. I hope and pray to God that we do. So let's advance a couple of days here. Okay. I believe it's by the 5th day the big contracts do get accepted. So here we go. Advance one more day. Does Gabriel Landeskog sign with the Seattle Kraken? So we got Anton Khudobin, yay, as a back goalie for 1 year, so he accepted that. Do we get Gabriel Landeskog? Okay, so we need one more day. Here we go. All right, we signed him. Gabriel Landeskog. Extremely happy to accept our offer. We locked him in at 3 years, $7.8 million. Now we have a solid top 6 and a solid forward core. And let's just make you guys see what I'm talking about here. Let's go over to forwards. If we look at our top line here, definitely going to be Gabriel Landeskog, Anthony Cirelli, and possibly a sniper. So a guy like a Yarncroc, or maybe someone like Sprong, or even Timashov can fill into that first line. Second line of Michael Backlund or Sammy Blaze. We'll have to see. Or even Okposo. We tried Okposo, and it did do the +3 at center. And then we'll have the mixed core of Yarncroc, Backlund, Blaze, Sprong, for his back of Carlson, Hinestroza. So we have Jones too, and then Dalcol. So we have our forward core here. I think it's a solid core to work with. Again, if we need to make trades, we will make trades down the line. But as of right now, I think I'm comfortable with this forward core. And like I said, for defense, guys, we have Torrey Krug and Colby Hickey, the 1-2 punch in that forward, that first D pairing line. We have Jared Spurgeon and Julius Honka, and then Hychek and Nudi Vara. So we are good for our D for now. Next year, we'll have to worry about some D. It looks like 3 contracts are coming off the books, and then we'll have some money to play with there with our D core. So as for goalies, we'll have Comrie and Khudobin. Comrie going to be the starting goalie, Khudobin the backup. I don't believe we have any goalies in the system. We have Witt that's going to start in the AHL next year with, I believe, I think Tucker Tynan still got 1 more year. So Witt's on the team, Holly's on the team, Tucker Tynan's with the Ice Dogs. So Tucker Tynan will have 1 more year in the OHL before he comes up and helps out with Witt. And we have in the books, guys, as you saw in the last video, the steal of the draft in the 3rd round, our goalie of the future, Colby Wellwood, 53 overall, but high elite. His progression will be very fast. You'll see it'll go from a 53 to probably a 60-something by the end of next year. So you'll see with that high elite status. Or again, this guy could be even trade bait for a big player if we choose to go after a big player. So we'll when that time comes, we'll deal with that. But other than that, that's going to do it for the free agency period. We don't need to do anything else, I don't think. Let me just quickly make sure we have enough scouting staff and coaching staff. Looks like we will need an associate coach for the NHL. So let's right off the bat, let's sign that. Let's look for an associate coach here, NHL associate coach. Kind of want a guy that's got good teaching and good other stats as well. So let's sort by teaching. What do we got here? We got a couple of B's here. Let's see what we got. If we sort by offense, what if we sort by the P penalty? Okay, here we go. Here's a guy. So he's a generalist. He's got A- teaching. He's got A+ penalty or power play, and a B for a penalty kill. It would have been great to get this guy, but his teaching is unfortunately a C. So you know what? We're gonna go with this guy. What's his name? He's 55 years old. Hallweg. Why not? We'll sign him for 4 years. A little bit of money here. 1.1 offer contract. All right, so let's fill in that spot. As for scouts, yeah, we might need to sign a few scouts. We got WHL, OHL, QMJHL. We'll wait actually till the season to figure out what other scouts we'll need. I would actually like a SHL and some European scouts here, actually. So let's kind of go Europe. Let's get some European scouts here. Someone who's good in the SHL, A-. Okay, we got an A+ SHL guy right there, Vanek. So let's get Natalia Vanek. All right. So we got an SHL person there. Let's look for. Well, this guy's got, or this person, yeah, Mikhail Tatar's got a bunch of A's in a lot of places. So let's get this guy as well. All right. And what about this? What's this guy's deal? Oh, this guy's got A+ in a lot of stuff. Let's get this guy Dryber. Other teams interested. Okay, so we're gonna give him a contract here. Let's give him enough money. All right, so there's 3 scouts that we could sign, and I believe we just forward a few days, and then we can skip ahead to the beginning of next season. Let me just forward ahead. So we got that Michael Tatar guy. We got the Dryber guy from Boston. All right, so we stole that scout. Oh, so Hallweg decline. Okay, so we have to go ahead and an associate coach. That's interesting. And we got Natalia Vanek for our scouts. So we got our scouts. We just need a coach. I wonder why he didn't think we were a good fit. Come on now. I think we have some promise here. I think everyone out there can agree to that. Let's go to associate coaches. All right, let's try again. Sort by teaching. What do we got here? So is this that was that 55-year-old guy. So let's look for somebody else. I mean, this guy's not bad. B- and A-. Probably can do a little bit better. Sort by power play. B-, A-. There's that. I think that was the same person. I mean, we could try this guy. His teaching's only C-, but I mean, we'll have a good power play in PK. I think the head coach is more important for teaching. So let's try this guy, Andrews. Corey Andrews. How about that? Let's go with 995 for 4 years. How about that? Corey Andrews, come on. Join the Seattle Kraken. Join us on our quest to get a franchise, our first franchise Stanley Cup in our young years here. Let's see if we can do it. For a few days here, and Corey Andrews. Okay, gladly accepts. All right. So we got the penalty kill and power play master in Andrews as an associate coach. So our power play and penalty kill should be sweet for next year. So let me just make sure we look at the contracts. We have 42 contracts. We can sign a few AHL guys. Let's just see by potential if there's any. Low top six in Kuffner. He's 25 though. You know what? That's all right. Bring him to the NHL for AHL for 1 year. Let's get him. Let's get a centerman here. Let's go for this guy O'Connor. Actually, he's a winger, so let's sign him anyways. I skipped over the center. Let's go with Oland, or no, let's go with Hughes. We'll go with Hughes here. 1 year. All right, so that's 3 forwards. Let's go with a couple of D. All right, we can get, is that Sebastian Aho? Is that the defenseman Sebastian Aho? Yeah. All right, here we go. Get him and Roland McEwen. Oh, I know this guy. All right, let's go with that. All right, so 2D, and we have our goalies. Don't need anything else, so let's just sign those guys and sim right to the next season. So let's hit that. All right, guys, okay. Let's just get through this. Yep, accepted. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, perfect. So I'm excited, guys, especially with the guy like Gabriel Landeskog as a big offseason acquisition. I know he's going to help our team tremendously right off the bat. He's going to fit in well in our top 6, I think. And then we have the rest of the core group to move around and see what we can do for line chemistry and see what works to get us finally into the playoffs. I'm hoping to get into the playoffs. I'll be okay if we don't make it. I'm gunning for the playoffs next season, guys. I think it's a really good goal now to be at least a competitive playoff team with our team the way it's going. So let's hope that works. So there's a big trade alert here. So actually, Cam Atkinson to Washington for looks like a prospect in backsman and a first-round pick. So big trade there between Columbus and Washington, who just won the Stanley Cup, now acquiring Cam Atkinson. So they're looking for a repeat there, back-to-back cups, boosting up their team. So we'll see what happens with the Washington Capitals in the East as the season goes on. But we should be almost done the offseason here. We'll see if we've gotten any progression through rookies and sort out the lines. I should be almost done here. All right, yep, we just switched into the 2021-2022 season. I believe that is the first year that the team is actually supposed to be in the league, so that's very interesting. So, all right, so we're here. Let's hit done. Let's go through the lines. We're still listed as a rebuilder. That's all right. Roster moves. Let's sort by centers. All right, so we got Sorelli, 84 overall, Blaze, 83. So Blaze has progressed up. He might be our second-line center, and we have Michael Backlund. And I believe, who was our other center? Was it Forbaska? I think Forbaska is just listed as a winger, so I think we have him somewhere. But we got Landeskog, Yarncrook stayed in 83. Timashov is only an 82. Max Jones is an 81. Michael Dalcol, 79. Sprong 83, so that's a pretty good progression by Sprong. Okpozo 82, Versbacka stayed at 80, and Hinostroza went down to 80 and stayed there. As for defenseman, Hickey stayed at 84. That's still okay. He'll play with Torrey Krug, hopefully to get some more progression out of him. Spurgeon, Honka, Hychek, Nudi Vara, so we don't need these guys. Actually, we'll keep the depth guy just in case, but Pouliot or throw down, and I don't think anyone else is ready to come up. No. As for goalies, let's take a look. And Comrie stayed in 83, but that's still all right. And then Kudobin is in 81. And then as for the minor goalies, let's take a look. Witt stayed at a 74. He'll start. But Tynan's down there. I thought he was being sent. Oh, no, he's still at the Ice Dogs. All right, that's all right. So now let's go to edit lines and figure out the line combinations here. So right off the bat, we're going to start with Sorelli and Landeskog at left wing for line 1. So now we'll have to find a winger. So with Sprong, it is only a +1, so let's switch some people around here. See what fits as a plus. Do we get anybody? So no one on the team right now makes it a above +1. So not exactly what I was looking for, but that's okay. Who scratched? Hetherington. Okay, so Maybe we'll just keep it like this. We'll keep Sprong, Cirelli, and Landeskog. Let's work on this line 2. So line 2, we had, I think it was Okposo at center on line 2. So we have Okposo here. And we have, what if we move Blaze up to line 2? No, it doesn't look like it works. Okay. Yarncroak, does that make a difference? Okay, so there we go. So we got Yarncroak here. I don't think it makes a difference going up to line 1. It does boost it a little bit. You can see the green bar going up a bit. So maybe we make Yarncroak on line 1 to help that line out. So there we go. We have Sprong on line 2. Does moving him out with Timoshaw do anything? No. So what if we did Sammy Blaze on line 2, where he's supposed to be? So Timoshaw, Blaze, and then we would need I think power forward up on that line. Nope. Yikes. All right. We're going to keep working, guys. We're going to keep working. So, force back. Carlson does not do anything. All right. So, what if we did move Timoshaw for like a power forward? No? Does this do anything? Nope. It's tough getting the +3. I thought we had a +3 last time with like Okposo here. Who else was on that line? Was Backlund up on that line? Is it Backlund, Okposo, or is it Blaze? I don't remember who it was. God, I wish I did. Wasn't Sprong. All right. So anyways, as for centermans here, move force back Carlson here. Force back is actually a second line. No, who's the better face-offs? 77, 78. What if we move Backlund here with Timoshaw here? We might have to just roll like this, guys. Sorry for me not talking. I'm just trying to figure this out. God. So putting Blaze at center helps this line a little bit just because you think he's listed as a center. Now if we move these guys around here, Okposo. Does Timoshaw? No, he's a third line. Does Timoshaw do anything for this line if I move them up? Nope. Okay, so switching Landeskog with Okposo makes line 2 a +3. So there's something. Landeskog looks like he fits better on line 2 as well. So you know what? Let's move Landeskog down here. So we have this for now. So let's try now. So it might have to be Yarncroak, Blaze, and Landeskog on line 2. Line 1 is Sprong, Cirelli, and Okposo. If we switch Okposo with anybody, does it make it a +3? No. What if we changed Sprong with anybody? With force back of Carlson, it makes it a +3. But I don't want to bring Sprong's development down. He can't play on that line 2 unless I move them up to line 3, which still doesn't make sense. I'm bringing down also Max Jones and Dmitry Timoshaw here. Man, oof indeed. But you imagine force back of Carlson up there. I mean, we saw what he did last year with 22 goals. If he's playing first line minutes and getting the plus, this guy is sure to probably be like a 30 to 40 goal scorer for us, for sure. Like, he got 22 goals last year on the 4th line. We might have to try this out, guys. We might have to just try it out to see how it works. I don't think putting Okposo... Okay, moving Okposo for Jones makes it a +3, but I don't think I want... I'd rather have Okposo up there right now. You know, we might have to keep it this way. You know what? Let's try it out. Let's try it out for the first half of the season. We'll sim it a little bit, see how it goes. If we need to switch lines, we'll switch lines. Sprong, it shouldn't hurt that much playing line 2, or line 3, even though he's listed as line 2. He's playing with some good players and Backlund and Timashov here, so it shouldn't hurt him that much. Jones, I'm still a little worried about. I'd rather have him play up and gain at overall up high, but he's 23. I mean, I can't really stick him anywhere where it's going to work. No, you know what? We'll just keep him on the 4th line playing with Dalcol, and Hinostroza will play center. He's got 74 face-offs. That's probably the best on that whole entire line, to be honest here. So we'll keep him at center with Jones and Dalcol. So let's move on to the defense here. We got Hickey and Krug as that first one. Then we'll have Spurgeon and Honka. I don't think moving anyone around does anything for any line chemistry. No. Now, Nudivar, if we sat Nudivar and played... Nudivar is a two-way. We can't play 2 defensive defensemen together. That's not going to work. If we took Nudivar out and we moved Hetherington or Hychik up to line 2. So if we move this... Does that do anything? No. Or does Hetherington on line 2 do anything? No. Okay, so I doubt Hetherington on line 1 will do anything either. No. So we'll sit Heathering back. He'll just be a depth defenseman for us, and we'll keep Nudivar and Hychik together. And then we'll keep this line going. Yeah. So keep Honka and Spurgeon together with Hickey and Krug there. All right, so let's go to the AHL. All right, so let's just, I see, so Ty Dellandrea is the one, the acquisition we got, if you guys remember. I'm going to see if I can get him playing line 1 minutes for sure. Chartier we'll put over here. Let's see what works on line number 1. Is there anyone that gives him a plus boost here? No. So if we move O'Connor over, do we switch Matt Luff and get anything? No. Yikes, so... We'll have to switch it up a little bit here. So Finneganov is a center. He should be playing center. So is Beach. He's another guy we drafted. Howell's another guy we drafted who's up to a 76. Wow, he went up really high. Playing with Dellandrea, does that do anything? With negative, yikes. Hughes is all... We have a lot of centers on this team. It's the AHL. Doesn't really matter. Let's just switch it around here. God. Don't think we're going to get any pluses on this DHL squad. I might just have to keep it like that. What if we put the Landry down 1 and then we move people around? Oh, there we go. All right, so we got pluses everywhere there. That's good enough. Defenseman. Oh, there we go. There's something. Sucks about this last one, though. There we go. All right. So that works out. Turkov. Is there anyone else we could play with besides Turkov? Pouliot. Let's try him in somewhere, if that works anywhere. Oh, there we go. We got 2 +5s right there. There we go. All right. So that should help out our AHL a lot. Defensively, goalies, we got Witt and Howley. Let's make sure Tucker Titan's not applicable. All right, so Witt, just turning 18 years old, will be the starting goalie in the AHL. Watch him progress high. That would be sweet. All right, so he should be okay with that team in front of him. And, guys, we're going to roll with this team. So first line of Okposo, Cirelli, Forsbacka Carlson, Yarncrug, Blaze, and Landeskog on that line 2. And then at line 3 of Timashov, Backlund, and Daniel Sprong with Max Jones, Vinny Hinostroza, and Michael Dalcol for that 4th line. I think we have a pretty offensively built team. A lot of playmaker and snipers mixed in with a couple of power forwards. And then, defensively, I think, picking the wrong one again. Defensively, I think we have a pretty solid decor, especially this top 4 here with everyone there for a specific reason, and especially building up Colby Hickey especially. I'm hoping for a big year out of him. 20 years old, defensive defenseman, and I'm hoping we get some increase in his offensive stats. So we'll see what happens with him, especially getting that +3 playing with Torrey Crew. I don't think he gets a +5 at all, playing with anybody. No, he doesn't. So that's all right. So we'll keep Krug there. And we should be good. As per goalie, I think it's in the right position. Yep. All right. So I think we can skip ahead here. So basically what I'm going to do, instead of just watching the sim, the videos would just be way too long if I did that. I'm going to skip over. I'm going to put the calendar for you guys. I'm going to quickly simulate off camera right up until, let's go to December 1st would be 2 months, right? 1, 2, let's go. You know what? Let's go right up to February 1st. I believe that's February. That's January. So let's go up to January 1st, the new year. We'll sim up to there and see what our team's like, if we need to move any lineups or anything like that. I think that's maybe it's too late. You know what? Let's take it one step at a time. How about December 1st? I'll sim up to December 1st, and then we'll go from there. And then if we need to make any lineup changes, we'll see how the team's doing and all that. So I'll be right back. We'll sim up right up to here on December 1st. All right, guys, we're here back at December 1st, and not too shabby kind of first half of the season, or first quarter. 15-8-0. We are tied for first, the Golden Knights in the Pacific Division, so that's not bad at all to look at. So not a bad quarter. I haven't seen anything yet, so I've resumed the recording right as soon as the simulation ended. So let's take a look at it together. It looks like Sammy Blaze is leading the team in the first quarter of the season. So it's only been 23 games, and let's sort by forwards. And we got Blaze and Sorelli, our two centermen, leading the way with points with Yarncroke. There's Gabriel Landeskog, 18 points in 23 games. Not too shabby as well. He's a +8. Force back Carlson, Okposo, Jones, and Sprong, though, on the negative side. -10 for Sprong. That's not helping that third line at all. So maybe Sprong is a guy we maybe try to move on from at the deadline, guys. -10 is not going to sit well, and that's probably not going to do well for his progression as well. So let's just take a quick look at defense here. What do we got? Krug leads the way with 19 points in 23 games. The defenseman, perfect. Spurgeon, Udavara, Hickey actually with 6 points. Good for a defensive defenseman. Honka with only 4 points. It's a shame. I thought he would get at least more. And quick look at the goalies. Yikes, Comrie, not a good record. Kudobin is doing way better than you, and he's a backup goalie. Look at that save percentage and goals against average. And I'm not about the switches. So we're putting full faith in Comrie to maybe bounce back by the first half of this season. So hopefully that works out. I don't really think we need to quick look at the AHL. We will anyways. Okay, that's our AHL. No one's really standing out there. Brett Kim maybe a little bit, 11 goals. That's pretty good development out of that sniper. Our third-round draft pick in him, tied to Landria. All right, and Howell and Olsen. Howell, I think he was the one that went up to a 76. He's still there. We'll see how he furthers that progression. Let's take a look at the goalie situation. So Witt, not too bad. I mean, it's his first year in pro hockey at 18, so we'll have to give him a little bit of a break for the Tacoma Sockeyes. But yeah, not bad for that first quarter. I think 15-8-0 is not too bad to look at. How about actually, let's go more into depth here. I'd like to break this down a little bit. Let's see where we are with our team in the Pacific Division. So we are tied for first, the Golden Knights. Sort by entire league here. Let's take a look at goals for per game. So let's sort by the highest. Let's see where we are. Let me just look by lowest. Are we anywhere near the bottom? No, we could be mid-pack. Oh, actually, we're right there. Look at that. That's pretty good. 3.17. Not a bad take there, right near the top. Goals against per game. I hope we're not anywhere close. So we should be near the bottom, maybe. Yeah, we are. That's very good, near the bottom. Right. That's a beautiful place to be for goals against per game. So our goals against per game is not bad at all. Let's take a look at power play percentage. Leading the NHL in power play percentage. Oh, we're pretty close. We're 3, 5, 7. We're 7th in the league in power play percentage. So our power play is doing pretty good. Let's see with the penalty kill, 79%. Yikes, our penalty kill might not be the greatest. Yeah, so penalty kill is near the bottom. So maybe to change up our penalty kill a little bit. I think maybe we can have a better penalty kill. Maybe that's one of the problems we're having here. So let's just quickly go in and see. I did do the lines, like more of the line setups during the cut simulation there, just so I didn't waste time with that. So Show you guys what our power play unit's looking like right now. Sprong, Sorelli, and Landeskog. Maybe we need to switch Sprong. He's not doing the great. 6 goals, 5 assists. How's Jurenkrock doing? You know what? Maybe we switch those two around. See if that helps a little bit. Kind of give a spark here. Maybe we switch Timashov and Krug. No, we got to keep the plus together. Maybe even no. We'll keep it like that. All right. So see if that works. Let's go to penalty kill. We do have a +1 up here with Forsbacka, Carlson, Sorelli, Hickey, and Hycheck. Now, if we move Hickey around, do we get another plus anywhere else? No. Hycheck doesn't do anything. See, we can't switch anyone else in here because our other defensemen are offensive. If we switch Nudivara and Honka, would that give us a plus? No, but it could still help. What if we change Kyle Okposo out for another power forward? Let's see, like a Max Jones. Let's see what that does. No, it still doesn't do anything. How about a Landeskog? Could we put Landeskog on the PK? Do we switch him up here? Force back down there, gives it a plus. You know, maybe if we do something like this. Is there any way we can switch people around to at least get a plus on both? No. Switch backlane up. No. You know what? Maybe we'll keep it like this. Let's try that penalty kill. 3-man. This was giving me problems earlier. I couldn't. I put like so many different line combinations. I couldn't figure it out. This is the best one with a -1. So Spurgeon doesn't fit there. I think Spurgeon's the one that doesn't belong in the PK. What if we switch Spurgeon out for Honka? Would that do anything? Okay, evens it out. There we go. So we switched Spurgeon for Honka. So hopefully that helps out our PK. So let's get right into simming. To at least halfway, I guess maybe the halfway point. Maybe we should just sim to the deadline and then keep an eye on the sim. So I won't cut anything here, so we'll just switch sim right up to the trade deadline. Here we go. And see where we do. So let's see how we get in the year of December, if we can keep up this pace here. So we start off with a big win over Tampa Bay. That's pretty big. What I have noticed is we've been very inconsistent. I think it was the same with one of the last videos where we were winning, losing, winning, losing, winning, losing. I'd like to go on a bit of a win streak before we try losing. So we got a trade offer from Montreal. They want to give us Eric Stahl and Ryan Dzingel and a third for Jared Spurgeon in a third. I'm going to respectfully decline that and just kind of take a look at our trading block. Yeah, it always gets updated. I hate how it always gets updated. I wish that it would just stop doing that and I could do it myself. So let's just kind of delete everything so we don't get any more trade offers. There we go. All right. We don't need to be making any trades yet. Maybe closer to the deadline. We'll see. But as I was saying, yeah, I want to see more wins than losses. I want the losses to be spread out a little bit. So far, so good a little bit here. It looks like we're getting more wins than losses, and they are sort of spread out. A lot of shootout wins I see, which is pretty good. I always have bad luck in the simulations with the shootout. I always seem to get a lot of shootout losses no matter what kind of shootout lineup I put out there. I could put all like top snipers with high overall and I would like lose every single shootout. I don't know what it was, but there's got to be something to that shootout algorithm, but I think we might have found it here because I see a lot of shootout wins instead of shootout losses. So look at this so far. It looks like we have a pretty solid year. Minnesota Wild have fired their head coach. But look at that, 28-13-0. We might have a pretty solid year here for the Kraken, ladies and gentlemen. We might have cracked the code in our line combination. So big trade alert. Chicago is acquiring a second and a third for Nikita Zaitsev and a fourth. It's not that big of a trade in my eyes, but it is what it is. Let's keep simming here. We got a lot of W's, as I'm liking to see. 31-13-1. We are ahead by 10 points in the Pacific Division. So there we go. We're good with that. Big rivalry game against Vancouver. We lost 5-3. Don't like that. I like the record, but I don't like losing to our arch rivals, the Vancouver Canucks. But I'm very impressed with this record so far, guys. So look at this. We're getting into close up to the deadline, and we are a solid top team in the West and probably the NHL right now at 35-15-1. And we're getting more of those W's. And then I see there are 2 shootout wins so far in this month. I'm telling you. We found the shootout code. I think we might have lost 1 shootout this year. So we're doing a stellar job in that shootout. So here's a big trade here to San Jose. They're getting Alexiev and a second, and then to Washington they're getting Jake Gardner, Oliver Bjorkstrand, and Blake Como. Whoo! Washington building up, trying to go for that second cup run. We saw that trade in last year's offseason, getting Cam Atkinson. They're just boosting up their team. And then Columbus and Islanders making a trade. Islanders sending Jordan Eberle to Columbus for Pekka Rinne. So I didn't know Pekka Rinne was even on Columbus. He was there. He must have been signed in the offseason. But now Islanders getting a solid tendy there in Pekka Rinne. So let's just keep simming up here. Win-win. I'm not going to stop it early to try to make trades. I think our team's solid enough that we don't need to make a trade. We will look, though. We will take a look at the people's draft or trading boards. Antti Ranta going to Calgary with 2 seconds and a prospect for Eric Gustafsson and Cody Ceci. Man, did Calgary fleece the Coyotes there. Yikes. There we go. Let's just keep simming here. We'll probably get some more. Yep, 2 seconds for Gusev and Bellemare. It's a pretty good trade for Nashville. Anaheim acquiring 2 second-round picks. Looking like they're boosting up their prospect pool. And there's another shootout win. Look at that. We are the kings of the shootout this year, guys. That might be the title of this video, Kings of Shootout. But there we go. Pro Scout. And we're here at the deadline with a astonishing record of 43-18-1. Oh my God, guys. We are first in the West. Let's see if we're first in the NHL. We are at 87 points. No, Capitals are at 90. I expect the Capitals to be up there. We're in second. Second in the NHL, boys. Let's go. Kraken 43-18-1 and 8. That's just an incredible record. Canucks, though, climbing up. They're catching us. They're 10 points behind us. Hopefully they don't catch us for that first place marker. But here we go. Let's take a look at the player stats. Kalle Jarnkrok leading the way with 57 points. Looks like moving him up to line 1 really did wonders for him. Cirelli there. Landeskog 53 points. Like the progression we're getting out of him. Blaze with 53 points. I got to sort by forwards. My bad. For Vaka Karlsson, 24 goals, guys. What did I say? This guy's gonna reach that. This guy's gonna reach that 30-goal marker. Or did we have him on the first line? I think actually we tried him on the first line. I can say he probably reaches 40. You know what? I'm gonna make an assumption anywhere between 35 and 40 goals he'll get this year. Pozo with 35 points. Sprong negative 20. Maybe it is time to move on from Sprong, guys. He's wasting away on that third line there. He's not helping the plus minuses at all. He's even bringing Timashov down. So maybe we do trade Sprong away and we get a third liner to replace him because our top 6 are doing just fine. Defensively, 47 points for Torrey Krug is an excellent year as a defenseman. Spurgeon Hickey with 18 points and up to an 85. All right, so we got some growth out of Hickey. He got up to 90 defensive awareness. I remember his awareness was like 88 or 89, so that's pretty good. Honka still with 15 points. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Check out the goalies. Okay, so Eric Comey's gone a lot better, but our backup goalie is keeping us in there. Anton Khudobin, what a stud. Going into the games as a backup, and he has more 3 shutouts, man. But Comrie, 30, 15, and 1. It's really good to put faith in him, and it was a really good idea, guys, to put faith in Eric Comrie. So that's a team for there. Let's take a look at the AHL really quickly. See, Delandry is up to 42 points. That's good for growth there. Same with Howell up to 41 points. Olsen up to 41 points. So we're getting some growth in a couple of rookies down there. Goalie-wise, let's take a look at Witt. 30, 15, and 4, so he's gotten better. Still at 74, rocking at 74 overall. So the Tacoma Sock guys look like they're not doing too bad down there as well. So the big question, we got to move on from Daniel Sprong. I think he's wasting away in that third line. We don't need him for the top 6, so I think it's time to find a new home for Mr. Sprong. So let's do the fine trade thing first, shall we? All right, edit trade block, I believe it is first. So we'll put Mr. Daniel Sprong here. Where is he? All right. All right, so Mr. Daniel Sprong here. What do we want for Daniel Sprong? So we're looking for draft picks, obviously, current and future first, second, and thirds. You know what? I don't want any late picks for this guy. This guy is worth at least a first or a second. So first or second current picks and future picks for sure. I can take some future picks. I won't mind those. But what we're looking for is a third line forward. So let's look at this. At least a third line forward has to be at least 19 years old. I don't want anyone too old. So let's put the max age of 30. Let's make sure he's at least a 4-star. So let's put it at that. We'll see what trade offers we can get for Mr. Daniel Sprong. So we've fixed our trading block there. And now let's go with the fine trade. Okay, did I select him? Where is he? Did I miss him? I think I skipped over him. Oh, he's right there. Okay, so Daniel Sprong. And let's find trade. What do we get? What trade offers can we get? We have 5. So we have actually a first-round pick from the Florida Panthers. That's not too bad for Mr. Sprong. I would like a player in return, but as for that, we can always move Max Jones up to that third line if we want to take that first. We got 2 seconds from Ottawa, a second this year and a second next year. Pittsburgh wants to give us a first as well. Tampa Bay wants to give us a first, not this year, but next year after that. And the Vancouver Canucks want to give us their first-round pick. So we got a couple of firsts. The only team that's offering us 2 seconds is the Ottawa Senators. I would like a first-round pick. That would be solid. And you know what? Let's kind of take a look. Let's look at Florida first. Where are they sitting at standing-wise? If we edit the trade, they're 38, 18, and 7. I believe Pittsburgh was another first-round pick that they was getting offered. They're 41, 20, and 1. So they're teams that have high records. Tampa Bay. Now, Tampa Bay was 30, 27, and 6. So that first-round pick might even be high. And I believe Vancouver was offering us a first-round pick. They're 35, 21. So maybe, you know what, maybe Tampa Bay's will be one we can look at. So let's put the first-round. Wait, were they offering us? Oh, no, they're offering us their first-round pick. Was it our first-round pick next year? Oh, wait, this is... Oh, my God. These are our picks. I was so confused. There you go. Their first-round pick. So, but I believe that they were offering us... Hang on, I got to go check. They believe they're offering us the year after. So I got to select it again. It won't just bring me back. Damn EA with your damn menu screens. Fine trade. All right. So, yeah. So Tampa Bay was offering us a first for the year after. Know what? It's a first-round pick regardless. Let's go with the Florida Panthers. We're going to an East team here, so let's go with them. And maybe we can get let's see what forwards they have. So let's go to forwards. Let's sort by overall. Let's see what we can get as a winger to replace. And I believe Sprong is a right winger. It actually doesn't really matter. So Owen Tippett's 1. I think he's a third liner. Yeah, he is. He's a sniper. So it could work well with the playmaker there. He doesn't fit in any lines, though. They got Fertrano. He doesn't fit in any lines. Alexander Steen. I don't want to pay 2.2, but it is only 2 years. He's 38 years old. He might even retire. Yeah, this guy, I can't even say that name. That guy. 1 year, 1.4 is not bad. And what is he? Two-way forward? You know, if we add him to the mix, he says what? He works well on the top 6. Or Steen, because if we move Max Jones up, Steen can just slip into the 4th line. He says he fits on our 4th line. We're making 2.2 for 2 years. We'd have to hope he retires this year. If not, he's playing on our team at 2.2 next year. You know what? I'm going to try it. We'll add Alex Steen to this. Now, we're probably going to have to add to it because it's not going to go through just like that. Let's see if there's anyone that they want. No one unsigned that they want. Let's just see what unsigned players do. We're not going to give him Pinelli. Give him this guy, Kartanen, only a top 6D. We can move on from him. And you know what? Maybe that'll be it. Maybe if we put in Kartanen. Will that go through just like that? Sprong in the unsigned top 6D for Steen in a first. Would that go through? No. Okay. So we'd have to add just a little bit more. Let's see here. Go to draft picks. What are our draft situation? We got 2 firsts and 2 thirds. We can give up our third since we are doing really good this year. Would that go through if we add into the third? No. Okay. So, all right. So maybe adding in Alex Steen isn't going to work. Is there anyone that we can bring up if we don't get a player in return? So let's sort by overalls. Who's in the AHL right now? That's a high overall we can probably bring up. So we got Luff, no. O'Connor, no. None of these guys. And no one's really ready to come up yet. I mean, I could try bringing up Howell, but you know what? No. No one's ready to come up yet. So we kind of need that player in Steen, and then we can figure out what to do with him maybe in the offseason. Maybe you can trade him away. We're just basically trying to pick up a rental player in a way. So maybe our second round pick, because we are getting a first. So it could be a decent trade-off. So a second in Sprong for Steen and a first. Would that go through? The trade accepted. Okay, so it took our second, but that's okay. We do have another second to work with. Let's go into the roster moves. Make sure Sprong or Steen is called up. Sometimes I do like to go to the AHL. Okay, he is. So edit lines here. So we moved on from Daniel Sprong, guys. It's all right. We gained a first for him, and then we gained a player like Alex Steen to help us out in our playoff run for sure. Our playoff run. Let's just see. Okay, so Alex Steen does make it a +1. Now, if we move him down, okay, still is a +1, and it gained a little bit. So this works out perfectly. So we've added Max Jones up to the third line with Timashov. Hopefully that helps out with the +-. And then Dalcol, Hinostroza, and now Alex Steen on that fourth line will be able to work out. So that is perfect. It wants us to fix something. It's a 3-on-3 line. Okay, so Landeskog, Cirelli, and Krug. And I'm going to put Blaze. I'm going to put Landeskog on the 3-on-3 line now. Let's put Landeskog. All right. Perfect. Oh, I have him already. Missed that. Yarncroke. That's it. No, not Timashov. Yarncroke. Yarncroke should probably be on line 1, though. We'll put Yarncroke, Cirelli, and Krug together. There we go. And then Blaze, Landeskog, Spurgeon, Honka, Timashov, Forsbacka, Carlson. Perfect. Now, I wanted to see, did I have Forsbacka on line 1? Okay, so line 1, he is doing really great. He's probably going to be, again, guys, close to a 40-goal scorer on line 1. So pairing him up with Cirelli and Okposo is doing really wonders, especially this whole top 6 situation now that we've had Alex Steen for some veteran depth on that fourth line. Let us continue, guys, on this epic season and sim the rest of the season and see how we finish off the season and potentially the playoffs. I can't really say potentially playoffs. We have to have for sure almost locked it in here. Unless we go, knock on wood here into a dramatic decline here, I don't see us missing the playoffs. So let's just sim to the end of the regular season and see where we end up. So not a bad video so far, guys, I think. So, obviously, last year's offseason, us acquiring Gabriel Landeskog to help our team for the future. And now getting rid of Daniel Sprong, a much-needed giveaway, especially because he was diminishing on that third line. He has a -20. He just wasn't working out for us. So, we ended up getting a first-round pick for him in return, which is not bad at all. And then we gained a veteran leadership in Alex Steen for that fourth line and to help a lot of the rookies on the team. So, it was a win-win situation kind of trade we made at the deadline just to help our team allow a little bit more for the playoffs, hopefully, to get into. It looks like we did lock it in. So for sure, we're going to be a playoff team. We'll get our first playoff taste here as a expansion franchise, the 32nd NHL team. And look at this. We're ending off this season with a bang. We're getting 50 wins. This has to have been the most solid season I have ever done with franchise mode. 54, 25, and 3. What a year. Let's finish it off, wrapping it up, guys, by seeing who we face in the first. Actually, you know what? Let's do stats first. Okay, so we'll do both team and player stats. So 54, 25, and 3. I think we won the conference. So we did clinch the conference, guys, at 111 points. That is solid. The Vancouver Canucks making it in. Oh, baby. Could be a potential matchup with the Vancouver Canucks. That would be amazing. But they've made it in with 99 points. Pretty solid year for us, I think. Just quickly take a look at percentages here. 21.4% on the power play. And PK up to an 82. So our changes on the PK did help. I remember it was like a 70-something. Let's just go to the entire NHL. Where did we finish? Oh, man, 4 points out of a President's Trophy. But the Washington Capitals, man, what a beast of a team. 115 points, 55, 22, and 5. Yikes, man. If we ever made it, I'm hoping if we made a Stanley Cup, I wouldn't doubt Washington Capitals will be on that other side in the East. But what a season for the Seattle Kraken, finishing second best in the NHL. What a year. So look at that. Cirelli finishing off with 74 points. on that first line. Let's take a look, guys. Forsbacka hitting only 30. Okay, so I projected between 35 and 40. But hitting 30 goals, that is not bad at all. And look at Alex Steen. He had 31 points. We'll have to see what he had on our team. Or 31 goals. So we had 25 on Florida, and he got 6 on our line. But that's because he was playing on that fourth. Who knows what he was playing on the Florida Panthers. Landeskog with a 63-point season. That is not bad at all. Let's take a look at how he's done on Colorado up till then. Last time he had close to a 60-point season was back in 2017. So and in 2013 as well. So we're kind of getting the Landeskog of old here on the Seattle Kraken with a plus 21 as well. 25 goals, 38 assists, solid player. That was a solid free agent signing last year. Järnkrok with a massive year, 31 goals, 41 assists. And again, Forsbacka Karlsson having a massive year with 54 points. That is just really good to see. Other than that, everyone else, sure, that looks good. Defenseman. Torrey Krug, 62 points in 82 games. That is fantastic. I think that's up from last year when we had him on that one-year contract. Yeah, 53 points. Now he's up to 62 points. He's actually a plus defenseman as well. So he's doing very good with us here on the Seattle Kraken. That was also a good re-sign. Spurgeon, Honka getting back up there. Hickey with 22 points. Still an 85 overall. And let's just finish off with goalies. Look at that. Eric Comrie getting 40 wins, ladies and gentlemen. Solid year out of our starting goalie and solid year out of our backup goalie. So not a bad year, guys, for the Seattle Kraken. Let's just wrap it up by taking a look at who we face in the first round. Let's take a look. The Colorado Avalanche. Oh, baby. Gabriel Landeskog facing his former team. And look how they barely scraped by in here. 38, 35, and 9. We should rinse the floor with the Colorado Avalanche. So that'll be something to see, guys. We'll get that in the next video. Thank you for tuning in to the Seattle Kraken franchise mode right here on NHL 20 and right here in the Armchair GM Sports Network. Make sure you guys are smashing that like button, hitting the subscribe button, leaving your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think of the franchise mode and anything you guys want to see in it. I'm your host, as always, Kyle, and I'll see you guys next time.